Hi everybody, welcome back. It is the first week in December, so less than 30 days away from 2025, and these are all 2025 3-year-olds. So I'm calling them the gang. So this is the gang, okay? Over there, the black one with the 3 white socks, that is missing a boot. Missing a boot, aka Boots.
Yep.
So Boots is the youngest of the 3 of them, and the smallest. Like he's gonna finish out to be the smallest. But I'm gonna start his training now too, and I think I'll start him under harness because he's a little too small for me to be riding yet. So he'll go under harness, and I'm gonna start working with him because he already tentatively has a home. Charlie and Joan that bought Classy, I've told them that this one's attitude and just temperament and everything lines up, would be such a natural fit with Joan. I think it would be a great horse. So they said, go ahead. They said to go ahead and train it up for her and bring it out there next October, and we'll see if they fit or not. He is our stallion Bob, the Palomino. He is his very first foal. So this will be the first foal I get to train out of Bob. So I'm really excited about that. His birth video is actually at the very beginning of the channel. When we first started the channel.
And he was the cutest baby, I think. He was adorable.
Yeah, he's pretty adorable. And I would really love it if he had that 4th boot. He would just look so great.
But then his name wouldn't be Boots, and we couldn't call him Missing a Boot.
Yeah, that's true.
His name's perfect.
Yep.
I think it makes him unique.
But he's just got a super temperament. I'm not worried about him at all. He's going to be an easy horse to train.
Okay, and what color do you think he is? Because everybody's going to ask.
Okay, he is what I would call a smoky black.
Okay.
So he fades out pretty bad in the sun. But Bob has thrown like 6 of this color, 6 or 7 of this color. Mm-hmm. He's thrown it out of all different colored mares. He is out of a bay mare named Tootsie. But Bob's thrown this color out of even Palomino mares.
Yeah. So a smoky black is just where they don't stay.
Yeah, they're just not.
They fade out. He's super dark right now.
Cream, he's a black that has a cream gene.
Yeah.
So.
Look at his tail too. His tail is not fully black. It's like flaxen, I guess is what you call it.
Yeah,
so
it's got some
pretty
cream in it and different colors.
If he wouldn't rub it out. So
yeah, he's really bad about rubbing his mane out.
Show him this side.
And then for some reason, Bob throws some really short horses and some really tall horses. Like Chantilly is only 6 months old, nearly his height. Yeah. And he's, going to be a 3-year-old in 2025. And
we have his mama. It's not our horse. It's Jared's sister's.
She's not little.
And she's not a little horse either. So I bet he'll grow quite a bit. Yeah. He's still got
he's probably, and you got to remember, I'm deceptively big.
Yeah.
So he's probably 14 hands right now. Here in this video, I'll get each of them moving and we'll critique them or whatever.
Evaluate them.
Yeah, we'll evaluate them in this video.
Okay, next one.
Now this one here is my favorite.
He's a good boy.
This is Champ. Champ is Image's foal out of Jesse. Mm-hmm. So Image died here on the farm when he was 27. And so this is a really high class, high caliber stud horse, and he is not gelded, but he's so gentle that he's calmer demeanored and gentler than most geldings. So when you're starting off with one like this, I don't have to be in a rush to geld him because he doesn't misbehave because he's a stud, and he's just a sweetheart. He's also has the best conformation of any horse I have on the farm.
So we can see.
Yeah. So he has the best conformation of any horse I have on the farm. He has a great thick hip. His neck is. I tried putting a 20-inch collar on him the other day. It was too tight for like pulling. He's got just extremely straight, big thick boned legs. His hooves probably already a size 1 horseshoe. He's inquisitive, short backed, just thick, muscled up.
The shadows are bad right now this time of day.
Show him from the top. Like, you can see how thick his hips are, thick his neck is. He's just a great horse and a great disposition. So my goal with him I'm calling him my horse, my personal horse. So I intend to keep him a stallion and keep him as my finished trail riding horse and my finished horse that I can use for myself. However, I am very hard on qualifications for a horse. So like, I'm gonna try to set him up and show him this year, and if he doesn't make a good show horse on top of all the other attributes he has, then I would geld him, and I don't keep geldings for myself. I like mares. I'm more of a mare guy.
So we're just gonna see how he does this year.
So hopefully he ends up winning a world championship this year, and I'll keep him as a stallion, and he'll be what I replaced Image with that bloodline. Keep that bloodline here.
Wait, tell them all his registered name.
I don't remember.
You don't remember? Grand Imagination.
Yeah, Grand Imagination.
You named him that.
Yeah,
and we call him Champ. So his real name is Grand Imagination because his mama is Grand. So his mama is Jessie.
Yeah.
And her registered name is Grand Gesture.
Yeah.
And then his daddy was Sunrise's Golden Image. So he's Grand Imagination.
And the Grand Central is actually my favorite bloodline in the breed because they're so easy to train for showing, and they're one of the top 3 gentlest. Probably the gentlest bloodline in the breed. It's between him and Southern Playboy, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Which are the 2 gentlest.
And Champ also was the baby that rode home in the car with us, too.
Yeah.
You can go watch that video.
Okay, next, in the next gang member here is Groovy. And Groovy, I traded Chablis for Groovy. And he was a stallion when we got him. And he was not like Champ. He was the typical bad behavior that you hear in stallions.
Crazy.
Screaming, whinnying, hyper, can't control his hormones. So he got castrated, and he's a gelding now. But he also didn't have the quality that Champ has anyway. It's nothing against him. He's a good horse. It's just Champ's, a cream of a crop. Like, he has got the conformation that you want to pass on in a Fox Trotter. He could show in a quarter horse halter class and they'd believe you. He's muscled up and just amazing conformation. The Missouri Fox Trotter was supposed to be an all-around horse for the family where you could work your cattle, pull your carriage, and ride. And that's what he encompasses. He is stout enough I could drag logs with him. He rides good. He's just everything. This one here is more fine built. More like a walking horse.
He's a pretty boy though.
Yeah, but he's probably going to be a really good riding horse, but he also doesn't have the stride that I'm expecting Champ to have as far as winning shows. So I'm going to end up, what my goal with this one is, and he's already gentled down a lot.
He loves JR too.
Yeah.
Just so you know, like he loves him.
He does kind of have a man crush on me.
Yeah.
He follows me around and is always wanting me to give him attention. So I think he'll train out good, even though his temperamental proclivity is not to be as gentle as the other 2. I think I'll be able to get him to a pretty high standard by this time next year. And as he's coming 4-year-old or is a 4-year-old, I'll sell him as a finished trail horse to somebody. He'll be a very classy looking outfit this spring.
Maybe back up a little bit so we can. All we've seen is his head. So
let's go around the other side.
Well, you go that side and I'll stay over here so we can see him.
This spring, as he starts to shed out, I'll keep him in the stall during the daylight hours, turn him out at night, feed him up to where he grows good, and be riding him by this spring. He was a lot thicker and looked more mature when we got him, but he got infected from the gelding. And went downhill. Then he got his back leg caught in the woven wire fence. And that got infected and he went downhill. So I'm not going to be riding him immediately because he needs to fill back out.
Get his strength back.
And get his strength back. And I'll just start working him on ground work and ground driving. He's coming back so quick now, I'd say within 2 months I'll be able to start riding him. Champ is the only one that is really ready to start getting rode at this moment. So I'm going to start riding him real lightly pretty soon. I've already got him trained to drive and been harnessed and stuff like that. So he's already been working, and I even sat on him a couple times, but I have not rode him yet. I'd been waiting for him to finish his growth spurts too, and he's really filled out now and ready to go. And he really likes me too.
I was gonna say, all these boys love JR.
Yep. So it's pretty funny. I'm primarily a mare person, and I got 3 boys to work with this year.
Yeah, and they all love you.
Yep.
Even more than the mares, I think. Okay, so we're gonna evaluate them now, like movement.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, we're going to start with a little bit of evaluation of the gaits, and I'll just explain what I'm going to be doing in the training and what I'm seeing to classify one from a show horse to a trail horse and what exactly I mean in that, okay? So let's just get him moving a little bit so you can see first. Get up. Get up. Good boy. Okay, so this is what I would call a little pedaling front end. It's a nice gait. It's a smooth gait. Get up, bud. But there's not a lot of overreach, meaning the back foot on the one side does not overstride where the front foot left off by very much. So it'll be a real sure-footed gait. It just doesn't have a whole lot of action to it. The knees bend a little bit more than what I would like in a show horse on the front end as it's striding. But the pluses to this gait is this is naturally going to be smooth, and this is just what he is. So anybody, not a Missouri Fox Trotter expert, that could stay on this horse could train him, could start him to ride, and it will take no experience to ride him in a good, smooth trail gait. Another thing I wanted to point out on why this horse would not make a show horse for a Missouri Fox Trotter is look at the head action compared to his stride. What his head and neck is doing has nothing to do with what his stride is doing. They're not tied together. He just sets his head up there real pretty and has a lot of class the way he has a nice tall head carriage. But when I'll show you Champ next and show you the difference in a show quality fox trotter as opposed to just a beautiful fox trotter that's just going to make a good going trail horse. Come here, buddy. Oh, what a good boy. Look how he licks and chews and looks at me. He wants to be my friend so bad. So that's gonna mean he's gonna turn out to be a nice horse. That's a really good sign. And then the first thing I got to do with all these young ones is kind of train and firm up the hoof work, because you want to keep your farriers happy. So every time I'm playing with one, I kind of begin and end with their hooves. I really like to train hoof work, not tied up, standing free in a round pen, because if he were to move right now, I could send him away as a punishment. Good boy. But he ain't doing nothing wrong, so that's enough. Let's get Champ out. Yeah, he's a really good boy. Okay, now it's Champ's turn, because it'll be a good contrast in what I'm talking about with how within the breed of the Missouri Fox Trotter they can all differ quite a bit. Walk up, bud. Okay, look how that head and neck moves with each stride. And look how that front end stays lower than what Groovy's did as he takes each step on the front. The knee doesn't break as much. Easy, bud. Look at that. And there's overstride, the back feet. Oh, here, I can show you right there. I have a perfectly good footprint here and here, so I'll measure it right there. That's how much overstride from there to the end of that whip. That's how much overstride at a slow walk he has. Show him some more of that action, bud. Yeah, look at that head nod every stride. Oh, there he went out of a good gait. Easy. Keep going. You look better going to the right. That's strange. They shouldn't look better one way or the other. And he did. Now, the good things about this is he'll throw more gait. Yeah, you're a good boy too. He'll throw more gait in his foals. The bad thing is, he has, okay, it's like getting in an automatic car and putting it in drive and learning to drive. That's Groovy. He'd be more like getting in a Peterbilt with split transmission and shifting gears with air brakes. He has so many options in what he can do in his gears that it does take an expert like me to set this horse up to show. But the sky's the limit in what he can achieve. Now, when I have him set in his gaits and make sure he stays square, and just like he got out of the gate for a second and was pedaling there, once I have him set in his mind how he knows how to travel, then anybody would be able to ride him and keep him in that. But he is definitely more my style of horse. And he's already really well behaved about all of his feet and things. So I've been working with him more than I have Groovy or Boots. Boots I haven't hardly touched at all, really. Groovy has had some lessons. So I don't really know if Boots is show quality or not. His mother wasn't. So he shouldn't be, because it takes more than just a good stud to get a show quality horse. It takes usually both being world champion caliber, and then you still only have a 50% shot. Okay, now it's time for Boots evaluation. Now Boots, I have not been training on him, so he doesn't really know how to round pin as well. Today's kind of day one with him, other than just loving on him and being a pet. But let's see what we can see about his potential and his gait. Get up, bud. Get up. Psst. So he has some rhythm in his stride. Get up. Get up. Get up. He has some overstride in the back end, I can see. And he has a little bit of neck pump and head shake with the stride. I think a little bit of where he's lacking is his shoulders don't engage a whole lot in his stride. More of the leg underneath his shoulders is what's doing the reach, but not bad. Pretty high quality gait. He's going to be fun to ride. He is on the borderline of show quality. Get up, bud. Get up. A little faster. I like his back end a lot. It's very effortless the way he moves his back end. I like his back end better than I like his front end. But I do like his head shake and stuff does engage in his way of traveling. And I love his demeanor and temperament. Lick and chew, come towards me without ever being round pinned before. He's going to be a doll. Going to be super easy to train, and he's going to travel great. So yes, as far as show quality, if I had to show one between him and Groovy, I would definitely show him. But Champ still has him beat, I'm pretty sure. But you never know until you get farther into it too, and it changes a lot when they're carrying a rider. I expect Champ to get better when he's carrying a rider, and I expect this one to slick out and lose some of his head shake when he's carrying a rider, because that's what his mother did. So much of it is genetic. You know, a lot of people on the channel always say, oh, you should show this horse or that horse. And like Classy, they said I should show her. Well, they're not looking at these finite details that I'm trying to explain to you here, like I was pointing out with Champ. Classy was a beautiful horse, but beauty has nothing to do with showing a Missouri Fox Trotter. It's all based on the performance of the gait and the excellence in that, you know, the finite details of the performance of the breed standard. This horse does have a dose of it, that's for sure. He's better than his mother, which is a great stamp that Bob has put on him. That shows that Bob is producing show quality horses out of on his own, not just depending on the mare. So that's a good sign, and makes me excited to ride Bob's first colt that's old enough to ride. So I'll learn a lot more about how Bob produces through training this horse, and y'all can, you know, subscribe and follow along on that process so that you can kind of learn as we go about it. It'll be fun.
Hey, maybe we can get a picture right here. Hey, boys, look at me. Hey, champ. 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 Hey, buddy. Now you. Champ. 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 Jared, come behind me. If I can get all three to look at me, it'd be a good thumbnail. Boots. Jump up and down, Jared. Becca, you try. This is behind the scenes, guys. Oh, man, none of them want to look at the same time. That's funny.
I need a grain bucket.
Oh, go get a grain bucket. Run, JR. Run, get a grain bucket before someone moves. This is what I make JR do. Thank you, Becca. Are you guys done with the round? Yeah. Or we'll ask Daddy. We're done with it for the movie. You gonna get Poncho out? Poncho's bigger than any of these.
Oh yeah. My lot. These are little bitty horses.
Little bitty horses. That's what I said. Dad got mad at me because I said that Boots is gonna make such a cute little pony for somebody. Everybody, look at me. Yes! 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 Perfect! I think we got one. Now watch me not use it for the thumbnail.